Staff Sergeant Serrano, man. What's going on, brother? How you doing today, man?
Doing good. Tired, like usual. But the same old, same old.
So, you want to go introduce yourself?
Yeah. So, Daniel Serrano, hanging out from Arizona. Joined the Army back in 2011. Started off at old Fort Knox before they transferred everything down to Fort Benning, now Fort Moore. Been at Polk for 3 years, 2011, 2013. PCS to, what is it, Fort Bliss from 14 to 19? No, 14 to 18. Got on the trail, did the drill sergeant thing, came back again to Bliss to finish off the last thing. 2011, and came back here because the family was pretty much like they're starting high school. Kids like, hey man, where you want to start and finish high school? Didn't want to take that away from them, so here they is, and here we are back at Bliss one last time.
How you like Texas, bro?
I love Texas. I've even officially a Texas resident as of 2020.
So, are you planning going back to Arizona? Or are you gonna stay here?
No, I'm staying here. This place has been way too. There is nothing for me over there. It is all here. I already got a house. Yeah,
it's the crowded over here, man. Everybody coming over here. You have to get back over there to Arizona.
No, that's why I'm staying in El Paso.
So, man, what happened yesterday? Why we couldn't do it live? You want to talk about it?
I can talk about it, but I can't go into details.
Don't go to details. But
I can say big words. Soldier had an incident, and because of its insensitivity, I can say sharp. It was a sharp related incident. Soldier had to be moved. Since he's my direct soldier, I had to ensure that he was moved from one unit to the next. So I had to be there to make and keep eyes on this guy, that he was clearing out of his barracks and everything was set.
But like the Army, they waited until the end of the day, huh?
Oh yeah, well, why not? I mean, you know what? Everyone's trying to go home, have dinner, enjoy some time with their family before bedtime, right? But nah, not this guy. He's got to babysit some more.
Oh man, so how was your day today, brother?
Today was not that bad. We've had a lot of soldiers that have been. So our unit is forward currently, and had a lot of soldiers that were popping up from AWOL, and this is just sheer coincidence. Like, hey man, we need numbers. A month into it, like, oh hey, we got somebody who was AWOL. We just got him back. Oh snap! How long's he been gone for? 4 years. It's like, nah, I promise you, dude was gone for 4 years. Caught him back. Did all the process, got him out, cleared him out. Another soldier, same thing. Within the same time frame that we caught that dude, another dude was caught from going AWOL. Caught that dude on the other side of town over in my Florida area. So we had to go pick him up, bring him back, process him, same thing. Get him out of the Army. We have another soldier who's inbound coming back, same thing. Incarcerated, got to get him out of the Army. It has just been a fantastic time.
Bro, but what happens when they've been on AWOL like that long? I never had to deal with anything like that.
I've officially had to deal with a lot of nonsense now. So if they're gone past their ETS date, which was one of the hiccups we went into, we had to go ahead and acquire their go through DES, which is pretty much like the Department of Emergency Services, and get them to push a paperwork stating that, hey, this guy was AWOL, but now he's back. And then after doing so, we have to get him a new military ID, the CACs. We got to get him a new ETS date because he's already passed his original ETS date by his original contract. So all this paperwork has got to get filed up through so many entities. And it was a lot of, hey, go here, go there, go everywhere. But nobody really had the answer because same thing. They hadn't really dealt with it themselves. So it was a lot of, where do I go to? They send me here. Now I'm talking to you.
Well, why you got to move their ETS? Did they get arrested? What happened to them?
So he was still living here, actually, ironically enough.
Wow.
And yeah, but anyways, past the ETS date, and we got to go ahead and change the new ETS because he's already he's already technically on paper, he's already ETS'd. So we have to get it. We have to get it administratively. Say, hey, kind of like a new contract, like a new temporary contract until we can properly remove him from the administrative side. So we have to do that, and it's a headache because we have to ensure all the paperwork's correct. We have to make sure that we have everything backdated from all the other previous paperwork that we have from when he first left. And if anything is like missing, well, then we have to kind of put a halt and then find the paperwork of whatever's needed. 4187 is from when he got the AWOL got submitted. 4187 to reinstate that he is now back in the Army. Whether he's been confined or not confined, any issues that he may have gone while still in the service. It's just a lot of admin nonsense. And then a lot of legal things where the TDS talks to our attorneys and kind of figures things out. Like, hey, what do we need to do to get this guy back in the Army officially?
So do they gotta serve their contract once you pick them up?
No. So once we pick them up, only thing we're doing then is just chaptering them. So whatever time it takes to complete the chapter, we'll go from there. And because it's been so long, it's considered a court martial. So they'll go through a court martial process, and then whatever the judge makes the determination, it's like, hey, you will serve X many days, X many months, whatever time in confinement, and then you'll be officially out of the military on that final day.
Damn, that's crazy though. Like, so you do all that paperwork just so you can sit into what is it called, court, and then they decide what to do. And that's ridiculous, bro. Yeah,
twice.
Makes sense. It's the Army.
But they want to make sure that everything's, all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted. It's something.
Damn, bro. So, I don't know. We talked about it. You're still in the service right now, rank of Staff Sergeant. So, you going through that transition from the old Army to the new Army, bro. How did you adjust to that?
Adjust is a rather good word to say for it, because I've got to see a little bit of everything. So even from the experience of, to me, from the light to heavy is kind of like the best way to describe it. You go from one platform to another platform, and you just have to readjust and kind of figure out on how to handle this, how to maintenance, and so on and so forth. So with a lot of the new generations, from what I've seen, is that even though they're not entirely entitled, they feel that sense of entitlement. It's like, hey, I'm new here. I expect this. I deserve this. It's like, nah, you're going to be just like any other private, any other, specialist. I've had one incident where one soldier came in. He was a specialist, came in because he had a bachelor's degree, but he didn't come in with a chip on his shoulder. He came in with the ability, like, hey, look, I know I'm going to get smoked. I know I'm going to get to learn, and all right, let's do it, type deal. But yeah, like he already knew, like, you know what? I'm brand new. I know I'm a specialist because of my bachelor's, but I'm ready to learn.
Can you still smoke soldiers?
No.
Not like the good old days?
No. Not supposed to.
So what do you do?
Everything they want on paper. They want everything on paper. So it's a different Army, and it's not because it's like, oh no, they're so soft. No, it's just it's a video game era. So even I seen it all during when I was over on the trail. It's the same thing. A lot of the soldiers were consistently having hip injuries, so to say, or femur injuries and things like that. It's not because like, oh no, they're weak. They never really got outside. Like you and me, like we probably spend most of our time as kids outside running around, playing bicycles, get into everything, right?
Man, I just came back from outside.
Yeah. So that's kind of what it is. And then these new kids, no, they spend more time on their phones, social media, video games, very, very little outdoor activities. So it's kind of it's different. So a lot of them also with the exercising is that same thing. It's like, all right, cool, I can smoke them or correct them, but then realistically what happens? I might injure this soldier, and it's going to come back to, oh, he was correcting me and he didn't tell me how to do it properly, so now I'm hurt. Okay, cool. Now it's the NCO's fault. Let's blast him, type deal, And
back in the day, we didn't have to deal with none of that, bro.
Oh, I know. I remember. I was there. I did a lot of those things too.
Yeah, man. How does it feel being like? Because I feel like they, back in the day, to me, the stripes, even as a corporal, they meant a lot. But right now,
Yeah.
the way you describing it, it feels like they cutting off your stripes, no?
It almost does. Like I'm not going to say that your hands are tied entirely, but you're limited on what you can and cannot do. And it sucks. It 100% fucking sucks. We have soldiers on the same page like that. They want everything on paper, like I'm saying. And then you have to go ahead and do the things of following through with the UCMJ, and then of course the commander will recommend what type of punishment based off of the evidence and everything else they have. So 9 times out of 10, I'm just like, what's the point of putting this on paper if they're just going to keep doing what they're doing? The barracks is a very good prime example. We go in, make sure how it is. We go in, make sure the stuff is clean, right? Well, normally we would make them clean it right then on the spot, depending on what's going on for the day, or we'd come check on them every now and then just light them up as need be. No, now they want it on paper, and then we just come back and check. Or, hey, this is the NCO's fault because he's not checking every day, or he's not checking every so often.
You're not allowed to have barracks parties no more?
Oh yeah, 100%.
No. Like when I say barracks party,
I totally understand what you're trying to get at. We are, but they're not really supposed to happen. They're more like frowned upon.
Man,
I'm telling you, there's a lot of things that they don't want us to do for that reason. They want us to put everything on paper, regardless of how small it is. I've seen soldiers literally have drugs in the fucking room, and the best we can do is call the MPs. I'm telling you what I've seen.
But then you be out of the military. Like you be go to take to the MPs and then be out of the military right away.
I am not making this up. Person legitimately had drugs in the room while all this was going on, and we seen it, and we're like, yo, man, step outside. Call the MPs. MPs call the investigators, the CID, whatever. They check it. They, test it. Like, yep, this is some sort of substance. They, cuff them up, take them away, and then we got to go pick them up at the end of the day because they don't have a holding cell here. So, and we argue. Like, hey, can we get this guy, fucking pre-trial confinement for a little bit? Nah, we can't. Like, okay, I guess we're just gonna let him do it. Fuck you.
That's so stupid, bro. Like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry you're going through this shit, bro. But it's like, let me ask you a question. Right now, I've seen a lot of people getting like 30, 40, up to $50,000 bonuses. And what happened if you get a bonus like that and you get kicked out? I don't know. It happened to you? Like someone with that big of a bonus gets kicked out?
So I've seen it on both ends. So in basics, it's the same thing, but a lot of them they would get that type of bonuses from the reserves. They would get anywhere from $50,000 to $80,000 bonus. However, they wouldn't see a penny of it until they completed basic. Now that's one side of the house, and I've seen those soldiers where they just quit. Like, I don't want to train no more, Joe Sargent. Like, okay, cool, go get that yellow tape, but before you do that, no, you're not doing that. So go get the fucking go get back to training. And the ones that are already in the Army and here and then re-enlist and get a bonus, depending on what the contracts say. For instance, like one of the bonuses they were offering here for a long time was $10,000 for stabilization. I think it was for 2 years, 2 or 3 years here. And then for obviously any more years based off of MOS, it would go up or down, go up or stay at the 10G mark. Based off of the contract, if it says like, hey, you're gonna get fucking your 10,000 stabilization bonus up front, the extra years bonus you're going to get for the remainder of whatever years that you have enlisted for, 6 years. 10,000 up front, and then the rest of it's going to be divided within the 6 years. If they get kicked out, they have to pay back that 10,000 on the spot, like regardless, because the Army gave it to you up front. Well, now they want that back. So the day that you're getting kicked out, they'll go to finance. They'll see that, oh, hey, you got a bonus. Cool. Now you owe this much money. It's like, well, I don't have it. Cool. We're going to take it out of your taxes. We're going to take it out of your final pay and whatever else is necessary for the Army for you to pay back the Army what we already gave you. And then the extra bit of the bonus, if it hasn't met the new year for that portion, then they're not going to get that.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I fucking don't care on that part, because if they've re-enlisted and they've got this large bonus and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go do something dumb. Cool. That's your money. Like,
yeah. Well, we jump in right in the middle of like what you're doing right now, but man, let's go back to the beginning, man. How old were you when you joined the military?
I was 26. I joined late.
26. Damn, why so late? What made you decide to join the military?
Well, I was illegal, man. I swam here, you know. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I really did. Boom.
Hey, I was
No,
illegal, motherfucker. I fuck you. Give me
I
my
know.
shit back. Fuck
I did
you.
though. I was born in Mexico, man. Born in Mexico, raised here in the States. And I just felt that living here for as long as I've lived here, I've always wanted to join. I always thought like I owed something to the country. I owed something because how great it was here, how many opportunities I had, like all this other stuff. Like that was my opinion. So I was like, yo, man, cool. So I've always wanted to join. So I joined. Uh, got my citizenship through the military. My naturalization even says Fort Knox. No, it says Louisville, Kentucky on the thing. So
I got mine in Fort Benning, Georgia. Right the day I got my blue card, that's the day I got my citizenship, bro.
nice.
It was
Also, the day right
beautiful.
before graduation, right?
It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, but hey, I didn't know. Did they tell you that you were able to become a citizen before the end of basic training?
Yes. So I found that out only after I was at basic training. One of the other soldiers, he was from I forgot what part of Africa, but he was from Africa, and he was already going through it. I guess he had a better recruiter than I did.
Well, I didn't
And
even know. I didn't even know. One of the I remember it was a Cuban. It was the only it was a promotable. It was a sergeant promotable. He was from Cuba, and he's like since he was a sergeant, they would put him every Sunday to take care of us. So he was the only NCO, only drill sergeant Sundays working with us, right? So one day he's like, "Is everybody here a citizen?" And it was three of us, bro. I like, no. He's like, "Y'all taking the classes?" I'm like, "Man, what classes?" He's like, "They didn't tell you that you need to become a citizen before you leave?" I'm like, "No." And like, get your ass in the van because you going to the class right now. And I was like, "What the heck?" So he's like, he got us in the van. I can't believe you're not gonna take care of this opportunity. Blah blah blah. Like we didn't
like,
even know. Like
yeah, like we
And
weren't told.
he's like, and then he's like, that if you don't become a citizen, by the end of your contract, you can be deported back to your country, right? And I was like, man, I didn't
I've
know that
heard of
was a
that.
thing. I was like, I
I've
didn't know that was a thing. And he's like, yep, if you want to stay here legally, you need to take this class and become a citizen before you get out of basic training. And sure enough, bro, like he would drive us every Sunday. Like he will go pick us up, and he's like, they're
nice.
not in detail, they're going to class, and he will take us out of class every Sunday, bro. It was badass. So that's the only reason why I knew about that. But why 19 Delta though?
I don't know. I honestly didn't know anything different on what to become. I didn't really research much about it. I did start looking into the Air Force, and that was because I have my wife's side of the family. A lot of her uncles and family members have military background. One of her uncles is now a retired. I want to say gunnery sergeant, maybe whatever E8 or E9. I don't know if it's sergeant major or gunnery sergeant, but along there, retired Marines. Uncle, he's back at Fort Benning, for retired first sergeant. I want to say he's infantry, and then her other uncle, retired Air Force, retired colonel. So it's like the different types of areas of military. My buddy in the Navy. So then I would ask him like, hey, what do you guys recommend in terms of like what's benefits, so on and so forth. I did minimal research, but I was so eager to get out of Arizona. So eager to go into the military that I didn't even bother really researching anything. So the first thing I started looking into was Air Force. The only thing they had available was combat controller and pararescue jumpers, PJs. So I was like, PJs, and I was like, what? And I started looking into it. Then I looked into the PJs. I was like, oh, that's kind of bad. I was like, all right, I'll see what's up. Talk to the recruiter. He immediately just looked me up and down. Just He's like, I'm not saying this, you ain't gonna make it, but he's all the outrate is pretty high. So gave me a book about maybe 50, 60 pages deep. It says, hey, go ahead and start doing this workout, do this routine, and then I'll check up on you or come check in with me in 6 months, and we'll see where you're at on a fitness level. We'll give you a test and go from there. He just wanted to make sure that I went and passed, I guess, what was his big thing.
Yeah.
And me being a little bit older, I should have respected that. Be like, you know what? I appreciate it. But I didn't. I did not want to join the Marines after a while. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing the Marine things because they weren't able to offer such a high was enlisted rank. So the Army's immediately offered me a PFC. Marines PFC is the same equivalent as a corporal. I learned that later. And then Navy, I was like, I don't want to really sit in the water anywhere, so Navy's out. But I should have really looked into it more because, again, different benefits. So stuck with the Navy. One of the jobs they said they had, or at least the only jobs he told me they had, was fueler, cook, and scout. I didn't want to be a fueler. Sure as hell didn't want to sit in the kitchen. I was like, well, what's a scout? Explained it to me. I was like, all right, I'll do that. I didn't get to see the video, the cool video that everybody got to see, that everyone keeps talking about with the guy with the motocross and all this shit. I didn't see any of that video. I'm still waiting to see that video now.
Damn, bro. So joining late. How was basic training, man?
It was different because it was. I knew I was expecting to get yelled at. I was expecting to get, smoked or do some sort of exercises at any given time. I was expecting to be not belittled, but consistently somebody in my ear yelling, "There's a rah 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 rah." I expected all of that, And when I arrived there, I wasn't used to the cold. Wasn't used to the cold of the South, so to speak, because apparently Kentucky is the South. Tell them otherwise, and tell the people there otherwise, and they will 100% say, no, it's the South. I don't know. It's pretty high north. But anyways, I wasn't used to that the humidity cold, and that was also part of it too, because I've been growing up in the desert my entire life, and then I go to this humidity cold, and I'm like, oh shit, this is cold. The atmosphere was different. Obviously, we all arrived in late night.
Sorry.
No, you good. A lot of younger kids. I think I was one of the older ones that was there. There was myself and one other person. I can't remember his name, but he was a tall, older gentleman. 33 or 34, he was.
Oh shit!
And that wasn't my basic. He was the oldest, but I think I was the next in line because I was like 26.
Yeah.
So I mean, different platoons, but to me, it's like I kind of had an idea, but I think at the same time, not to say that the drill sergeants had a respect for me, but after a while, they kind of be like, all right, cool. Like this person right here is more mature than some of the other Joes, and you can kind of just tell. And even then, when I went as a drill, like you can kind of tell, all right, which ones, even though they're of age, like are more mature than some of the other guys.
Yeah. Nah, but I think what helped you though is you always. I remember we went to what is it called? Airsoft school together. You still have to, even though you were old as hell, we used to make fun of you because you were old as hell, but you still had to fucking baby face. So that will fucking help you. Like
I remember that, man. You guys wouldn't stop that nonsense. It didn't bother me though. It was cool though. I got to talk with all you guys.
Nah, but man. So how was it getting to the unit?
It was different. That was a little frightening. A little, obviously not knowing what to expect. And then the first thing I'm hearing from everybody when I first arrived in the unit is like, "Oh, this unit's the worst. You guys are gonna hate it." And who do we meet out of everybody to meet? The rear D people, all the chapters, all the misbehaved kids, all the NCOs that look like they didn't give a shit. I met that NCO who apparently shot himself in the leg with a shrapnel. You know who I'm talking about. Dude, that fool started crying to me in the car when I drove him somewhere or picked him up from somewhere. He was getting all emotional, like, man, it hit my leg. I almost died. And I'm like, I'm a fucking brand new private to the Army, and I'm driving him back, and I'm just like, mind you, I'm like this, right? Just driving and shit, and I look over, like, eyes open, like, okay. Like, I don't know what the fuck to say to that.
So let me elaborate on that story. For people that are just watching, I can't remember his fucking name. But we were in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, right? Guantanamo, it was the first time that many of us had to carry nines because in Afghanistan, you really didn't use a nine. It was only your M4. So he had his nine, right? And he went to pick up a child. He was the SOG, right? So he would run points and drop out child at midnight. So this happened at nighttime, right? Because we woke up to this shit. I was like, this motherfucker. We all were pissed, bro, because we had to get up to this shit. So supposedly he was teaching his driver the proper procedure of clearing a nine.
So he told me a different story. But
so he went he went and he was like clearing the nine, but he left the magazine in, right?
Oh, he
So
must have
whenever
thought it was a
he's
revolver.
like, so when they like, so whenever you you're done, you point to a safe direction and squeeze the trigger. So the safe direction was his fucking foot. So he shot his fucking foot that night. So you know how it is whenever something like that happens. It's big, bro. 'Cause somebody um, fired their weapon in
Mhm.
Guantanamo Bay. So shit goes rolls downhill, man. Everybody got woken up. They're like, so and so, just shot himself last night. We had to get a mandatory meeting on what not to do with a nine. Why you like, they had to tell us not to be playing with our nines. But it's like he got demoted on the spot. He got demoted on the spot. The very next day, he just fucking got demoted, and they put him to the side, and he was not allowed to carry a weapon.
Okay, so this is obviously no. So this is a different person. No, this
No,
was no, yeah, no. This wasn't Gitmo. This was your deployment of 2011 in Afghanistan. He came back early because he was on the 50 cal. He was on the 50 cal, and I think one of the brasses didn't eject when the oh my god, when obviously when the claw grabbed the round, pulled it back and everything. I don't think a round ejects, so the the dunnage stayed in there, so it placed a new round in there. When it fired, it didn't go through, and just shrapnel shot out the bottom. He said he caught shrapnel on one of his right legs, I think it was, and
so
I think
you want to hear that story?
I mean, I knew what happened. I don't know. I remember he said that I heard the rumors. Rumors was that you were getting blamed because that you didn't clean it, when in reality that wasn't the case. That was never the case. He
So
he
I'm
removed
gonna
it.
tell
He
you what
cleaned it.
happened.
He did everything. I
No,
remember that.
it
Oh,
was
there's more.
not Clinton. So whenever he was my gunner that day,
Yeah.
I remember he was a sergeant. He was a
Staff sergeant.
sergeant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So he's like, we going out on a mission. We're driving commander, right? So I was
Okay.
commander's driver, and I had I can't remember who I had two people behind me, and
The medic. You had
like
you had the
he's
medic
like,
behind you, I
hey,
think.
huh?
I think you had a medic behind you because he was talking about how he was helping him out.
No, he
No?
was not a medic. The medic was on a different truck. I'll tell you that story.
Okay. Yeah, no,
So
yeah.
so whenever like we go out on a mission, like before we go out on a mission, you gotta check your truck. And I was
Yeah.
like, hey, son, we 5 mics out. Like, you haven't loaded up your 50. And he's like, hey, can you please load up my 50 real quick? And I put up the 50 cal, and I set it up for him. But I was like, hey, I do not have the headspace and timing gauge. So I need you to do headspace and timing. And like, nah, it's fine. It's okay. Don't even worry about it. I never do it.
No. What the
I never
fuck?
do it, right? And I was
Oh
like,
my
and then he
god.
gets on the 50, right? And he's like, look,
Yeah.
this is what you do. You go all the way forward and then you do 3 clicks back. And that's it. Perfect timing. And I was like, you the gunner. Like, you the gunner. So, we go out to Bottom Calais. We were running 6 trucks right there that day. And I think it was red platoon and white platoon together. And we start taking contact,
Yeah.
and white platoon opens fire, and then he's like, hey, like they called the truck, and like, driver, do you see where it's coming from? So I switch my mag, I put tracers, open the door, and I just I mark the spot, right? So
Yeah, it's like it's right there.
The Mark 19's open up, and then my gunner, like, he fucking used one round, pow pow, and then he's like, I got shot. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, stop fucking bullshitting. He's like, I got shot. Mind you, bro, his leg was right behind me. If
Right,
he
right,
was
right.
not gonna be there, that fucking round would have been in the back of my head, bro. So
Right.
whenever I went like this, I felt like wet. And I was like, holy
Oh, okay,
shit.
yeah.
So
Maybe
I
he
was
did
like,
get
holy
shot.
shit,
Yeah.
like, and like, man, like, how the fuck do you get shot inside the truck? And he's like, I don't know, but I got shot. And then I was like, the 50 blew up. And I was like, take the fucking ammo out of the 50. And he took the ammo out. And then we called Doc Hayes. I like, hey, Doc Hayes, we need to get it or get on the truck. So we were taking
Yeah.
contact. They got Doc Hayes close to us. We put him down. And Doc Hayes supplied a tourniquet. So mind you, we fucking gunning it down to Cop Durrani
Okay.
because he's bleeding, right? So we need like, bro, it's still a fucking shell of a 50 cal. So he got a big old fucking hole. So he's like, Cardenas, give me a smoke, man. Give me a smoke. And Hayes is like, you cannot give him a smoke. He cannot be smoking right now. And like, man,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. I smoke it for you. And then I grabbed fucking the smoke and I was smoking right there waiting for a QRF. Air went red, but Colonel had his Apaches, right? And
Yeah.
he overheard the transmissions, but they went no Blackhawks, not Apaches. He had two Blackhawks. One of the Blackhawks landed, picked him up, and took him back. Right.
Okay.
So we had a Red Two was with us that day, and we ended up waiting for everybody to show up to the cop. Once they got to the cop, we ended up going back to the fob, right? And
Yeah.
Sergeant Bearden, he's like, "What the fuck do you do?" I'm like, "What the fuck you mean?" He's like, "Whatever you do, don't sign any fucking papers." And then I was like, "What happened?" And he's like, "I cannot tell you, but the only thing that I'm gonna tell you is don't sign any papers. I'm fucking telling him exactly what happened." So I go in, and it was First Sergeant Booth, and he's like, "Do you see what mistakes is? You see what a mistake can cost someone his life?" I like, what mistake for Sergeant? I mean, like, I don't know. I don't understand what you mean. And
Yeah.
like, you did not properly did headspace and timing on that 50 cal. So because of you, like, first and foremost, First Sergeant, I'm a driver. I'm not a gunner. That's not my responsibility. The staff sergeant told me, "Can you set it up for me?" I clearly say I do not have headspace and timing gauges on me. And he said, you do not need to do headspace and timing. You go all the way forward and do 3 clicks back, and that's it. And he's like, well, that's not what he says, so I'm gonna need you to sign this document. And with all the respect for sign, I ain't signing shit. Bring that motherfucker in front of me and we can talk about it. And then he's like, so you're not gonna sign this? You're not in trouble, but you still gotta sign it. I'm not gonna sign anything. And then he's like, well, we're gonna deal with this whenever we get back to the rear. And like, we can deal with this when we get back to the rear. It's not a problem. Because I was a specialist at the time, and we came back to the rear, and he was
Yeah.
gone already. By the time we got back, he was gone already. We didn't see him.
Medboard, I
I
think it
didn't even
was.
I didn't even know what happened to him. Oh, will you say he got what? He got discharged?
I want to say he got a medboard. I'm not 100% certain, but I did remember he was moving around a lot, doing his own thing, and
Yeah.
I was but a fucking mowing the goddamn grass every other day, man. Taking I took Elliot once or twice down to the end of the road at the end of the one ways to go pick up the zero turn.
Yeah,
So I mean that's all we really did was just mow grass.
yeah. Damn,
But
that's fucked up. They're trying to pin that shit on me.
I remember you talking, and they were talking about it. I was like, and again, I'm a brand new fucking private. Once everybody starts getting back, we're just getting chewed out and picked on like everything else. It was like, I don't know what to do with my hands right now. Oh, get smoke? Okay, cool. I'll do that. But yeah,
Yeah,
it was honestly, it would have been a lot better had I actually did go down range or even like interact with you guys before y'all deployed and been a late deployer or something. Because it would have been a way different aspect. Like one of the first things that I remember doing was all the new privates hanging out together, having a good time, having a couple of drinks. Anderson, you remember Anderson?
yeah,
We were there having a good time, and then one of the roommates, I can't remember his fucking name. He was one of my dudes at basic. We're having beers in the fucking room. Anderson comes through, he's like, "Yo, man, what's up? Yeah, what you doing?" He's like, "I don't know, man. I'm probably gonna go back to the room and just hang out." I was like, "You want a beer?" He's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah." Give him a beer. He walks off. He comes back, and and he has like this sad face sad look on his face, like fuck, kind of like I got caught. And I was like, and I just said, "Yo, Anderson, you came back. All right, man, cool." And then he's just kind of like, "Man, like my bad." I'm like, he doesn't say anything. He just kind of walks in, and I see fucking who comes in. Sergeant Smiley. I don't know why I still fucking remember that name. Yeah, some fucking NCO who was on CQ or staff duty or the fuck. He comes in like, Yada yada. You guys just got here, giving beer to underage kids. You can't be doing that.
Wow.
I think that's was like 19 or 20 at the time. It wasn't even like that much, or maybe he was 21. I can't really remember. And I was like, and he's like, you guys can get chaptered out for giving him alcohol and underage and drinking and so on and so forth, like making a whole fucking ruckus of it. It's like, you know what, my bad. We'll take it back. All right, just keep it calm, and then just leaves. And I was like, what the fuck was that all about? Like, unnecessarily. But this is immediately my first. Like, one of the things, like, he's already threatening to kick us the fuck out. Same thing with the other dude who shot himself in the fucking leg with a shrapnel. Threatened to kick us all the fuck out because apparently we didn't file our write up our DA-31s correctly. Mind you, I've never written any Army document, so this is all filled out incorrectly. Rah, right face, push-ups, rah. And I'm like, who wants to really be in the Army? Like, dude, is that really a fucking, is that a thing now? You're going to kick us out because we don't know how to fill out a fucking leave form? I guess so. I got counseled because there was another dude. I can't remember his fucking name. He was getting fucking kicked out for something. I just know that after that night, the next time I seen him, he was in handcuffs. So I don't know what he did or didn't do. And we were having a good time drinking. He apparently wasn't supposed to leave post. He offered to buy us alcohol if I took him to Walmart. I was like, hell yeah. All right, let's go. Get in the car. Took him to Walmart. He bought us fucking a 30 rack, and he bought himself some shit. He started going on about how he can get any man, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm about to kick you out the fucking car, dude, because you on the wrong goddamn tree, bro. We get back. We're having to fucking still chilling out. And then some of the other dudes don't fucking like him. And I'm just like, whatever, dude. Y'all want to kick him out? Kick him out. We already got the beer. Like, I already did what I did for him. I gave him a ride. He hooked us up with our beer, and he got his drink, so we can kick him the fuck out.
But you didn't give him the ride that he wanted, though.
That's right. That wasn't the ride he was going to get, though. He was not. Fuck no, you ain't going to get that ride.
No.
The next morning, I get counsel talking about, like, he shouldn't have been leaving post. Yeah, I was like, sorry, we were never told about who can and cannot leave post. We weren't told anything specifics. We weren't told anything. We were just, hey, stay out of trouble. That was it. That was our entire brief. He said, oh, okay. The same sergeant who counseled me was a piece of shit, in my opinion. I had just gotten housing, and the lady was going to have me sign for the house that same day. And he's like, well, you know what? Rather than have my soldiers sign for the house, I'm going to give them a barracks room, and I can provide pillows and sheets and all this stuff. And in my head, I'm like, well, fuck, I don't got any pillows. I don't got any blankets. Cool. I'm going to get a blanket and a pillow at least tonight with the barracks room. I get the barracks room, but I don't get no pillow. I don't get no fucking sheets. And I asked him, I said, hey, I thought, what happened to the blankets and pillows? We'll go ahead and deal with that in the morning. That's the reason why I didn't sign for the house, because you said I can get all this right now. Like, what's up? We'll just deal about that in the morning. Oh, but fuck me though, right? Like, dude, like, complete other pieces of shit of NCOs is what I thought was back here in the rear, like the entire time. And now I realize why. It's like, holy shit.
Now you see why they were in the rear, huh?
Yeah, now I see why they were in the rear. Like, that was my first initial experience to this. It's like, what the fuck? So then when you all guys came back, it's like complete night and day. I was like, oh shit, okay, this is the real unit that came back. I don't know what the fuck these guys are, but this is the real unit.
That's fucking crazy, bro. Hey, I forgot about that motherfucker. But yeah, man, they trying to fucking pin that shit down on me, bro. That was crazy. So once we came back, how was that for you? What platoon you ended up going to?
Blue platoon.
Oh, that was nice platoon.
I love that platoon. Yeah, it was fucking great, man.
Sergeant Lopez, right?
Sergeant Lopez took over. Lieutenant Bone. I think the last I've seen of him was Major Bone, but that was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know if he's still in or out. Fuck, what the hell did we do? Natareno.
Yeah.
Fucking Eli was our fucking goddamn fister. And
Holloway.
Who the fuck? Dunkel. that motherfucker. God. Halloween. He came in much later. I think after you were already gone. Which I ran into him, by the way. He's a Mike golf instructor.
No shit.
Yeah. Just made E7, man. Fucking good for him. I was like, hell yeah, Halloween. Fucking who else? The pinchy Wilson. That motherfucker. That dude's a trip some days.
First Sergeant Wilson now, motherfucker.
Oh yeah. Oh my. Yeah, I seen that too. I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, all right. I seen him in at Benny when he was going through for Sergeant First. I want to say. No, yeah. He got pinned over there too after classes or after school. What else? Yeah, slowly but little made all them other dudes and met everybody else. Did our training, did our goddamn rotation in the box at JRTC. That was fucking different. And Pinchy Horton. He's retired out too. He's a drill. He was a drill. He retired out of.
He was a drill.
He was funny.
Yeah, no, I'm not lying. Horton, Horton was a good guy, man. I worked with him when I was in Cuba. You went to you didn't go to Cuba. You went to Afghanistan, right?
Yeah, we went to Afghanistan for the 13, 14 years, and
Yeah.
I gave Horton shits because he was a first sergeant at 515 while I was a drill at 215, just a regular drill, and I'd gone to the PX for whatever reason. I think I was checking on my guys, or just I went to the PX and I see a bunch of fucking privates there just eating, drinking, and doing stuff they're not supposed to. So I look at it, I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell's going on here? And I'm like, hey, what the fuck y'all doing? Come here, privates. Oh, no, we're just allowed to do all this. Who y'all with? They tell me the troop and shit over at 515. I was like, oh. I said, that's Horton's troop. I was like, oh, no shit. So me like the ass, so I take pictures and I fucking send to Horton. I was like, man, bro. I said, first of all, I didn't know you that easy on these guys. I said, hey, let me come over. Maybe you can give me some days off too. He's like, fuck you. Next thing I know, I see the drill sergeant from there just rolls up, tells them all to dump all that shit and head their asses back to the fucking base. I was like, okay, he called the drill, so I guess they not allowed this. I was like, so what's up? Do you want me to send my privates over too? He's up. So shut up. Because I ran into him at the gym when I was there.
Yeah, so I remember. So whenever I went over there, Wilson was gone already, huh?
Oh yeah, you guys got back?
No. Whenever I went to Fort Benning when you were in drill, I went to see Morris and we went out to eat.
Oh yeah. So was he gone? Maybe he might have still been there. Okay. He might have still been there. I can't remember because he was an instructor there, and then he took a platoon for a short time there as an instructor, and maybe he did PCS out of there. I want to say either JBLM or somewhere else. I can't fucking remember exactly, but I know he did PCS, and they were talking about wanting to go back to Polk. I guess they like the area.
Man, I don't know where he at right now. I haven't talked to him in a while. I know you were going to do indefinitely. You were gonna sign up again, but now we had a conversation. You're going out. You're gonna be medboarding, right? Medboarding now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be medboarding now.
How long until you get out?
So, right now it will probably be about June, July when I'll have my no later than date. And the way that works is like, hey, the Army says this is the last day you can actually be in the Army. Like, regardless of whatever else, this is your last day. Be it, we'll say July 30th.
How long you been in right now?
13 years.
13 years.
So it's like, hey, yeah, it's been a ride. It's been a ride. I didn't realize how much stuff that I've seen, done, and been. It's like, fuck. Yeah. What was the other? Obviously, I'm jumping everywhere because that's just kind of how we go about it. So yeah, after we got back went to Afghanistan 13, 14. We were still at Polk. We came back. I think you guys were still at Gitmo. I don't know when you guys got back from Gitmo. We got back April timeframe, I want to say.
Man, I think we got back in November.
Okay, yeah. So you guys got back way later. I was already PCS by then.
November, yeah. I didn't see you whenever we got there. I think it was November 2014. October, November.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I've seen the videos and the clips that people were posting online of you guys coming back, of like watching the plane take off and shit. Like, yeah, we're going home. I was like, and that's the best feeling ever, is knowing that you're going home. It's like, yes.
Man, I felt so good because I was on my way to Hawaii. They took that shit from me.
But also, man, when I heard about that, I was like, yo, that's stupid. Like they want this, and all of a sudden they got this for the soldier, and then they kicking them away this way. Like they're telling them, oh, never mind, we need you. It's like, bro,
well, I don't remember. I was supposed to be at Bliss. I was supposed to go to Bliss before you did.
I don't remember the Hawaii part.
Whenever we got back from Afghanistan, I was supposed to go to Bliss. and then they stopped moving, and because I was going to it's a test unit out there, because I was
Oh,
doing my research. Yeah,
you'd have been in second brigade with me then.
yeah, well, yeah, because I like, man, what unit is this? And somebody, one of the NCOs, I want to say it was Staff Sergeant Lashra. It was like, oh, that's a test unit, and I was like, so what are you doing? Like, you just test new equipment, so you're just gonna be chill. I was
It's a
like, for
lie.
real?
It's a
I,
lie.
I was like, for real? And like, yeah, man, it's gonna be a chill. You're not gonna deploy. You're gonna be there. And I was like, oh hell yeah. And then I was looking at the base, and I was like, the biggest MWR there, like the best PX movie theater, best schools. Like I was like, hell yeah, I was excited, bro. And then the day that I was supposed, like, they load up my household goods, and I was like, we leaving the next day. First turn call me, tell him to unload you household goods. You're going, we're going back to Afghanistan, because that's whenever they split us up to Afghanistan and Cuba. Ended up going to Cuba.
Okay.
I was like bastards, bro. So that was the first time. Second time was Hawaii. I came down, I got promoted. I got promoted in Cuba, and
Yes.
uh, what's going on, brother Morrison? We got Morrison commenting. Congrats on the med board, homie. Hey,
Thank you.
man. Do you want to talk about what you're getting med board? He's not gonna congratulate. Like, you want to talk about it or no?
Nah, I'll eventually go into it. You'll see me just randomly just boom, just hitting it, just like, oh snap.
Hey,
You can
Morrison, I'll let you know why. I think I told him. I was talking to him the other day. I think he knows what you're getting med board.
if not, I'll end up going into it. Don't,
Yeah.
give me a couple minutes. I'll go into it eventually. Yes, because that's just how I am. I'll start here, and then next thing I know, I'm over here.
Yeah, nah, don't worry about it, bro. But yeah, man, like, man, I'm glad, bro, that you've been doing good, bro. Like, it feels good seeing people that I work with, still in the service, is still doing good.
Trying.
One of the memories, bro. I don't know if you remember. One of the big memories that I have with you and your family. It was your boy's little birthday. It was his birthday party. He had a Batman piñata. So
Oh,
you remember that day?
yeah.
I climbed on top of
Baby.
the roof. I was like holding the piñata, and then I put the fucking Batman head on it. And instead of using the stairs, I just jump on top of the bouncy house that y'all had over
Well,
there. Man. And he's like, fuck it. I almost died, but I made it though.
That's funny you should say that. When we got back from Afghanistan, Greyhawk, his younger brother, had a little thing at his house, a little kickback, little party, whatever you want to call it. Same thing. They had a little float, a little water slide with a inflatable and such. I don't know where the grand idea came. I just know it was myself and like two other people were going off of like one part of the roof that was like one story, and we were jumping off that, doing like front flips into the thing and like sliding down from the thing. The wife comes out, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" And I'm up there, nothing. So I just jumped. I remember she got mad as fuck. If you motherfuckers get hurt, that's your own fault. Yes, ma'am. Hey, hurry up, do it again.
But why you bringing this shit if you know us? Why the fuck you gonna invite us?
Yes. Why would you bring us? Don't tell me.
Yeah, right. Damn,
So there
bro.
was that. What the fuck else? So what's up?
Are you ready to get out, bro?
I am, but at the same time, it's like one of those like scary thoughts. It's like, what is next? What is next to follow? What is going to happen on the outside? Like, I'm not entirely mentally prepared because I know it's going to be a huge change. I can't talk to people the same way as I talk to people in the military, and I've been told I have a way of talking to people that it's just completely backwards. It's backhanded compliments nonstop. We have a dude. I probably should have never said this. That I just shouldn't have been saying stuff like, "Hey, man, I'm not going to say it on here because then it's going to come back, and I'm going to just leave it at that. I'll tell you later." But
Motherfucker, why the fuck you don't open up with that and not tell me, motherfucker? But anyways, hey, that is hard because my girls from time to time she's like, "Hey, I ain't your fucking soldier. Don't be talking to me like that." I'm like, "God damn, bro!" He's like, "I'm
yes,
not a soldier. I'm not a soldier." You like, But you like that shit is fucking in your fucking head, bro. Like that's the way you gotta act. And then some
Yes.
people are like, "Hey, slow down, man. Slow down. Like, why you acting like, like, bro,
It's
like, it's fucking normal, man. Like, that's the fuck you do. Like, slow down, tone it down a little bit. Like,
yeah.
I like, come on, dude.
I only got two
You get
steps here and
that's
up
it,
here,
bro.
and
Like,
that's
fucking take me
it.
up. Yeah.
So
So, but
even
look, so far, what I think, bro, you winning already because you already got a house out there. How long you been having the house for?
since 2015
Shit, bro. Look, already, bro. Is it
already.
almost paid off? Shit, you
No,
good, bro?
it's a 30-year fixed mortgage, which is fine
Okay.
because once I get bed boarded, I'm gonna get whatever percentage I get. I can go down to the appraisal office and be like, "Hey, here's my paperwork. I'm a disabled veteran at this point," and then they'll knock off whatever amount of percentage based off of my disability, off of
Yeah,
the taxes of the house.
but it's gonna be the next year though.
No, yeah,
Um,
and that's
yeah,
perfectly
yeah, yeah. You
fine.
gotta you gotta be there for a full year, and then they start taking that
Into
taking those
consideration.
taxes out. Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's fine.
look, to be honest with you, bro, I would recommend you to uh to refinance to a 15 year because when I refinanced to a 15 year, it was only like $300 more. Shit, you not,
From
bro.
what? That's not that bad. From your
I
actual
went
mortgage or from your mortgage and taxes?
from a mortgage, bro.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was paying like $800 on my old house, and then when I refinanced to 15 years, I started paying 1150.
That is not bad at all.
No, and even right now, one of the things that I do, like, say my payment is $1,400 a month, I'm paying 1775. That way,
Oh,
you can cut years on it, and then the beauty is that you can make like extra payments here and there, like straight to the principal. Like instead of paying to the mortgage, like I can go through the month, and I like, man, I got extra $100. Let me put on my principal. Boom, and do it like that, and your interest it start lowering down. So, bro. So it's a lot of
okay.
things that you can do, man. It's a lot of things that you can do. It's just
Good.
yeah. But work, man. You know what you want to do when you get out.
Computer software and shit. So I already got a class with Western Tech here. I already got accepted. I start April 1st. It's what's called a CSP, a career skill program. So basically, it's like I'll be going to school while I'm still in the army. It's like an internship. The army's
Yeah.
still paying me, but I'm going to school, and my place of duty is the school. It's a 12-week program. I start April 1st. I think it's like June 20th or 22nd is when I'll complete it. As long as I keep passing the test every 4 weeks that they have for the certificate for the certs, A plus, Security plus, and Network plus. As long as I pass those specific, I'll keep going on to the next one and so on and so forth. If I fail, well, they told me straight up, like if you fail any of those of the first test, then you're dropped on site, and it's like fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean they were upfront with me, and that's what I appreciate. I mean, like, hey, all right, cool. But my intention is just to study as much as possible, gain as much knowledge as necessary, and then hopefully pass.
Did they guarantee you a job once you finish the class?
They didn't say that, but she was making it sound like, hey, we can get you towards an entry level position, which is essentially what it's going to be. I have maybe a total year of actual like computer knowledge along the military out of the entire 13 years. If you can consolidate everything, maybe 1 year, maybe 18 months, but I wouldn't say a full like 2-3 years or anything beyond that. And it's just stuff that still needs to be done.
Man, bro,
But
like the beauty about getting out of the military with good terms, bro, is that it's a lot of companies that they gotta have a percentage on veterans, and it's some companies that like hiring veterans because they get a credit from taxes. So man, once you get out, it's not gonna be hard for you to find a job. On my side, I want to go It's crazy though. A Mexican trying to go border patrol.
Hey,
I was trying,
don't feel bad. I was trying to do the same thing.
I
To
was
do
trying to
that.
go border patrol or state trooper. The problem with that is that they will choose. They will. You cannot get your own duty station. They will send you when they need you, kind of like the military.
Yes.
So
Yes,
that's
I
the
heard
only
that.
reason. Yeah, that's the only reason why I didn't do it though.
I heard that, and then you can take a hardship where they'll take you again, where they'll send you wherever you want, and then your next option you get to pick where you want. And that
Yeah,
was how it is here. Like, because Juarez is right here, with El Paso, and it's like,
yeah.
yo, that would be ideal.